Let's get nuts indeed, guys. Are you seeing green? Are you seeing green? We got some green to talk about, that's for damn sure. What is happening, folks? Let's get some Film Junkie Live going. All right, how we doing out there? Hit that like, thumbs up. Please do that. Helps. Leave a comment. Do all the things. And, of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel for daily videos and some live streams and everything. We got some Lanterns talk that we're going to be talking about tonight. Of course, give my full review, some predictions, a lot of questions, guys. A lot of questions when it comes to Lanterns, which is great. That's how you set up a pilot right there. That's for damn sure. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Let's see who is out there. We got people out there. Full chat here tonight. Why are you not? There you go. What's going on, Clone Avenger in Brightest Day? In Blackest Night, no grandma shall escape my sight. That's funny. And yeah, guys, if you haven't watched the first episode of Lanterns, there's no holding back. We're talking spoilers. There's just no holding back. Devin, what's happening? Hey, Dave, I'm surprised that Lanterns 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rest in peace, Hayden. I always say her last name wrong. I was sad when I heard, yeah, we'll talk about that too. Yeah, but seriously, loved Lanterns episode 1. I have so many theories of the show right now. Yeah, we'll talk about some of those. By all means, put them out there. Oh, we got Miss Monique right here. Howdy, marvelous Monday to you as well. It's ground venison. Ooh, burritos in the house tonight. Nice. Delicious. We got Ghoul. What's happening? The first episode of Lanterns was amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait, but also finishing the episode and finding out Hayden Panettiere, I always say her name wrong, so I apologize. But yeah, it was that was just so freaking random. But yeah, we'll talk about that. That's just that one's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one. What's going on, Mr. Dell in the city? Good to see you, brother. And enjoyed Lanterns as well. Good. Glad to hear that. Why is my chat thing not working? Ah, crap. It's not working again. Why is it not scrolling? Okay, hold on. So, yeah. There we go. Now it's scrolling. It was like, I don't know what the hell. All right. It only wants to scroll every now and again. That's cool. Gotta love that. What's going on, Raw Frequency? Lanterns was fucking amazing. Can't wait. I know. We got 7 more Sundays, which is fun. It's fun. Lanterns. What the hell is wrong? It won't let me scroll. Oh, there it goes. There we go. I know I'm missing some of you guys. Sorry about that. This thing's acting stupid today. Of all days. What's going on, Mr. Jason McKenzie? Ahoy, hoy. Enjoyed episode 1 of Lanterns. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm keen to see, more. I think we all are. Even if you didn't fully like it. That's what's funny. It's like, yeah, you don't have to fully like it. Some people are glazing the absolute shit out of it. It's fine. If you want to do that, it's fine. But, there's some, yeah. We'll talk about the reactions, of course. It's been fun to see the reactions, of course. So, Max Wolf Danger. Hey, Dave, what up? I'm doing good. I just watched the new Green Lantern TV show. Oh, my God, 10 out of 10 TV show. I can't wait for more episodes of Green Lantern TV show. And, yeah, I didn't like the end of episode 1. Okay, so see, there you go. But it's still 10 out of 10. That's interesting. You see, not like at the end. Of course, we all know when it comes to that end. When it comes to the end. When it comes to the end. All right. Some reviewers who actually have gotten to see 7 out of 8. Isn't that interesting? They saved the finale. I've been talking to some people. Even Grace Randolph. Grace Randolph is, if you want to talk about somebody glazing the shit out of Lanterns, Grace Randolph is glazing the shit out of, she's saying be patient, guys. I think she's seen 7 episodes. Somebody who I've been talking to about it a lot has only seen 4. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I know. I don't know why I didn't. I should have tried to get like screeners or something like that. But I don't know. Sometimes I like to watch it as they come out, as much as people think I'm being paid by WB and all this kind of stuff, and I get all the perks and I get all the access. I just don't. I don't. So it's just funny when they still come at me with that. I'm like, have I watched 4 or 7 episodes of Lanterns? No, I haven't. But you know how it is. It's always fun. What's going on, Taladia? Good to see you. We got Eric right here, hard boiled. I say money's on Captain Jack coming back. Margot in it too, just doubles the anticipation. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that whole thing, which is very, very, very interesting. We got Miss Stephanie T right here. Yes, we got some last photograph tease. Finally. Let's see. And we got Miss Saggy Melons. I don't care about spoilers. It's only episode 1. Yeah, but there's so much in here. That's what sucks. Too bad you couldn't see it. But yeah, good to see you, Saggy. Good to see you. Guess which episode will ruin the whole show? Oh, geez. Digigamer, he's being negative again, guys. Look at my shocked face. Yeah. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Digigamer was going to be negative about the whole thing? Not this guy. Hunter, what's happening? Tom King confirmed Hal Jordan ring went to... Well, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that too because that, I think there might have been... I think he might have misspoke when it comes to that. Yeah, that you're talking about the podcast when it comes to that. But I have questions even still with that where I even go, maybe he misspoke because that happens, sadly. Did you hear the news about Bob from Disney? Bought the... Yeah. Something happened, yeah, somebody else, Disney, I don't know, it's all whatever, but anyways, guys, yeah, we got plenty to talk about. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the new Pirates of the Caribbean, apparently, supposedly. When it comes to all that, that was, everybody was talking about that, which is just very interesting. Box office, of course, and then, of course, Zack Snyder. You remember that guy, right? Yeah, you know, with all the Restore and the Dark Knight Returns and all the BS that's out there. Sadly, it's like, hey, why aren't you guys, like, supporting his new movie that's coming out? Hello. You know, he's got a new movie coming out that looks, even with the little tease and the shots that we got, looks gorgeous and looks very intriguing. You know? Sorry, I'm one of those fans that wants him to succeed outside of DC. I know. I shouldn't be one of those guys. I should be freaking, you know, hashtagging the absolute shit about him just, you know, doing DC until he's 90. You know, I'm like, I should be doing that. I know. I should be an asshole and wanting, you know, to crash and burn of everything that's happening in DC Studios. DC Studios needs to be ripped apart. They need to bring the office down, go in there and just rip up the office. And then put Zack in there, because that's what Zack wants to do, is run DC Studios, except he doesn't. All right. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll go over the trailer, the teaser footage, and even talk. I mean, I'm going to bring up some more things when it comes to, when it comes to, you know, a certain publication, of course, that I go after frequently. So, and everything. So let's see. Callahan is saying, "What's up, Dave? Is gun cooked?" I don't know. I don't think so. Seems like the majority of people are enjoying Lanterns at least. But it's always so funny too because Gunn was completely blamed for Supergirl, and now that there's praise for Lanterns, obviously, if he's tweeting it out, he's trying to steal credit. That's what I've noticed. The hypocrisy is just fun. It's fun, but yeah, God forbid you want to see. I know. It's funny. I don't know how many times I get people just because I push back on the bullshit and you're like, man, you used to support Zack. I'm like, I still do. I'm just not supporting the bullshit. That's what's funny, but you know how it is, guys. Yeah, it's just fun times, and we got a new DC show, so naturally there's a lot of fun times. There is pissed off Green Lantern fans, pissed off Snyder fans, happy DCU fans, happy DC fans, and happy Green Lantern fans too. I think like sometimes when it comes to reactions, some of the really diehard Green Lantern fans are pissed for sure, and I just kind of laugh and I just kind of go like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you guys. There's plenty of Green Lantern content out there that you can go back to. If this is not for you, it's not for you. But what can you do? All right, let's go ahead and get that at tweets. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I had a great Saturday. I had a productive Saturday where I got a lot of clips and everything, especially when it came to D23. I actually do want to show a little poll. I want to show them a poll. I want to show them a poll when it comes to that I put out there like a couple hours ago, but it's getting some traction. It's over 800 right now, because obviously when it came to D23, you know, I was like I was kind of curious of like when it came to the new castings for X-Men, I asked in a poll like about 2 hours ago how people were like feeling about like what was your favorite new addition. Obviously we already knew about 3 of them: Sadie Sink, Samara Weaving, and Kit Connor, but I was wondering about the 4 new ones that were, so I ran a little poll when it came to that. Obviously, we had a great time on the Vodka stream. Hopefully you guys watched that. I clipped out some things when it came to that. But yeah, Saturday was good, and then Scott and I talked about Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker movie, about a 2.5-hour stream about that. It's great, and fun Saturday night. And then, yeah, Sunday, got to see, you know what I saw? And I highly recommend, guys. So before we get to the tweets, I'm gonna recommend a total rec right here when it comes to a movie. The rivals of King Amziah. I always say that. Hopefully I'm saying that. The Matthew McConaughey movie. Okay, The Rivals of King Amziah. Highly recommend this movie. I saw it yesterday. I got up, went, saw it, and had a nice little Sunday of just like hey, let's just have a relaxing Sunday. I had a busy Saturday with doing all this stuff. So I went and saw this movie, and I highly recommend it. You know, maybe, if you want to go see something where there's not going to be a big crowd, because, the movie theaters, it's so funny because the movie theater I go to that's right up the road, I went last Sunday to go see Super Troopers, and then this Sunday to go see this movie, and it's just been packed because people are still filling it up for Spider-Man, which of course we're going to talk about the box office of Spider-Man and how that's just going crazy. But this movie took me by surprise, okay? Because I only saw one trailer before some movie, and I don't remember which movie, and I was like, oh, Matthew McConaughey is in a new movie, and it's a movie about honey. And okay, so he runs a honey plant, and then he just like hires on this young woman, and then of course there's like this Kurt Russell's in it. He's like the big head honcho guy, and then it's just gonna be like something like that. Cool. All right, maybe I'll check it out. But I kept seeing online that people were praising this movie, and I'm going, huh. And then Scott McClellan, good old buddy Scott McClellan, was he even like raved about it too, and he was like talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check this out on Sunday. This movie was a pleasant surprise because the way I describe it is it has a pretty crazy opening. Like something happens where I winced. I went, oh, what the? Oh, yeah. Not going to say what it is, but the opening, like the first act of this movie, is pretty nutty. Okay? Pretty nutty. And I was like, okay, I was not expecting that. And then, like, when it starts dipping into the second act, it turns out, and this is not really a spoiler, it turns out the young woman that he hires into his little small honey plant is like somebody he fostered when she was a kid, and she's just kind of back in town, so he hires her to be on there. And then it's like the movie that I remember seeing the trailer to, which was like, oh, this is like, because he also is part of like a band, like with banjos and all, like a bluegrass band or something. So it's about the band and community, and it's kind of just like, oh, this is turning into this heartwarming story. Then, like halfway through the movie, it takes a wicked turn. Like one of those turns where you're slamming into the door. You're just like, what? Wait, whoa. Like, not only is there interesting things that happen within that second act too, but that was more of what I was expecting. It takes a turn, and it turns almost into a Tarantino type movie. Shit you not. It goes into a complete different direction than I thought it was going to go. So, highly recommended. Matthew McConaughey is great. He's so likable in the movie, but Angelina what's her name? Angelina, like something Looking Glass. she's Native American, so I forgot her name. Yeah, but it's like I think it's Angelina Looking Glass. She's the all-star of the movie, so I just highly recommend. Highly recommend. Sorry, if a movie hits me like that, I wanna recommend it to people. So there you go. Anyways, that's it. That's it for my movie rec right there. So check that out if you can. Anyways, let's get started and let's talk a little Spider-Man Brand New Day. We got the writers of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I'm just kind of going like, really? All right, we're doing this. We're doing this, guys. We're doing this because, a lot of people kind of went, Jean Grey. I get it. Jean Grey is not, she's pissed. She's pissed off in the movie, and she has reason to be, and I sympathize with that. But let's face it, guys. Jean Grey, she killed some people, or at least killed one guy. And she was totally open to just killing a lot of other people. She took over the Hulk's brain, which caused so much destruction, and it messed up Bruce Banner and almost killed Peter. She almost killed MJ. I mean, what are we doing here? But it's like the writers wanted to comment on that, and it's just kind of funny. Spider-Man Brand New Day writers clarify that Jean Grey technically isn't responsible for any deaths. Okay. But you come away with the impression, certainly, that she's caused a lot of destruction and mayhem, which includes death. I mean, come on. She was willing to kill MJ. Man, that was messed up. And she was just like, I'm not MJ. I know that's what you wanted, Peter. And then she just falls off the building. She didn't know that, was he going to catch her in time? Jesus Christ. But it's just kind of funny. It was like, come on, guys. Yeah, I think she killed some people, all right? I mean, let's just admit that. It's totally fine. And maybe I don't know, are they going to talk about that in the X-Men movie? Is Xavier going to bring that up? Is there going to be moments where that is? I don't know. We'll see. We shall see, but yeah. It's like, what are we doing here? Come on. All right, what else we got? I already talked about all that, man. And then, of course, there was obviously Avengers Doomsday. We got that new poster of Dr. Doom right there, which is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Because we all knew that something was going to be coming about, and sure enough, we got that special look. And man, I tell you what, I mean, obviously we reacted to it, but yeah, when it comes to the Avengers Doomsday first special look, when it comes to this, I mean, just the opening shot alone was just so freaking good. And my God, it's just crazy. Hey, new subscriber, Zack Ryder. All right. Ryder, I barely know her. Okay, so, I mean, just this trailer alone, I mean, right from the beginning, but there's so many theories out there. So many theories. There's a lot of people that think there are two different Doctor Dooms. There's the real Doctor Doom, and then there's the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom. So that's what's kind of interesting that people are talking about, that there's two different Doctor Dooms. Very interesting, but I mean, when it comes to the trailer, I mean, we've already reacted to it. I've watched it a few times already. And I mean, I'm surprised how better this is than the original trailer. This original trailer just didn't do it for me. I said I was a little underwhelmed. And then obviously we're still seeing the first act. And with everything that's going on here, and the biggest thing, another theory is this right here. Another theory. I'm gonna put forth the theory too, because I'm kind of going, oh yeah, is this maybe happening? Is this maybe what's going on here? So this is obviously New York City. The Central Park is right there. So the theory is that that Doom had a hand in destroying New York City, but which New York City is it? And the theory is it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's New York City. That's right. New York City, but that's the theory. about this right here, that's happening, and the fact that the Fox X-Men, the old school X-Men group, to prevent the incursion, they are helping destroy Tobey Maguire's world, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man world, because obviously they want to save their world. And then of course there's the theory that there might be a whole thing that happens where Wolverine, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, it's just theories that are out there that sound pretty interesting. But I mean, that is 100% New York City, and it's just like, ooh, are they gonna kill? Or is this Tobey Maguire's world right here? That is the question. What if all of a sudden, maybe it could be Andrew Garfield's world for all we know? Could be Andrew Garfield's New York City for all we know. But apparently, I mean, obviously, it's not the main timeline. It's not the main timeline, New York City. But geez, so. Anyways, there's just the theory. I've been falling down some of those rabbit holes, of course, because you fall down the rabbit holes of all that. So, but let's see, what is this right here? Oh yeah, and of course I love it when people just obviously when it came to the whole X-Men cast at D23, which was great. But then, of course, you get the people that are just, man, I tell you what, Indy Navarrete, she was like the darling. She was the darling of 2026. But now all of a sudden, there's people that are just, now that she's Rogue, she got cast as Rogue, people are turning on her. People are turning on her now. And that just comes with it. Hey, you know what? To go from, and it's so funny too, because people are like, oh no, Indy went into the superhero world. I'm like, she was in fucking Superman and Lois, you dumb fuck. It's like she was already part of this. She's already been in something superhero. So don't worry. She's already been part of it. But I'm happy for her because obviously, when I see people complain about her now, it's like, oh yeah, now all of a sudden they just cast her in X-Men. They just cast her in X-Men because she's like the big thing this year. And I'm like, yeah, that was probably part of it, but she still has to nail the role. And I'm not thinking that Feige and Marvel Studios was going, oh yeah, we're just gonna cast her because she's a hot item right now. No, that's part of it, sure, but at the same time, the only reason why she's a hot item right now is the fact that she is the one. Her performance in Obsession is what made that movie skyrocket like it did. So yeah, she is obviously all over the place now. She went from like nobody who knew who she was to everybody knowing who she was. Yes, that does help, but at the same time, she still has to do the performance, and she is an excellent actress. And yeah, you see stuff like this tweet, whoever casted, which it's 2026, guys. Stop saying casted, all right? Casted is not a word. Casted is not a word, okay? There's no past tense in cast, all right? Can we stop? 2026, people still say casted. They cast Rogue, got to get fired, whoever did that. And then it's like, and people were making fun, like, oh my God, I'm like, she's sitting down, guys. That's why she looks even smaller than she actually is. But I'm like, still, that's a pretty good group right there. I'm looking forward to it. Very curious about Christopher Abbott. To be honest, that one kind of came out of nowhere for me, when it came to, and we don't know who Maya is, but she's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm like, she'll be probably a good swimmer. She's a Broadway actress. Nobody knows. She's like, there's really not much on her, but yeah. Still looks like a really good. And then, of course, Samara Weaving. Oh, I mean, come on. Come on. Obsession was mid. Oh, what are we doing here? Stop it, Google. Stop it. Stop it. And can we stop this too? We need to stop this. Stop this, please, guys. It's okay. I mean, again, this is like a huge no. Even the actors that are mentioned right here would say, no. We're not doing that. Are we kidding here? Are we kidding? No. Because let's just face it. It's like, all right, guys. I mean, I get it. It's whatever. But we got the Hercules movie that's supposedly going to be coming out from Disney. I think the Russo brothers are involved with it. At least that's what I heard last, that they were trying to do the live action Disney version of Hercules. And Susan Egan, who of course voiced Megara in the Hercules movie, she has two actors that she would like to see as her character in Hercules: Tom Holland and Zendaya. No, no, a 5'7" Hercules. I mean, hey, I'm not a tall guy either. I'm not a tall guy either, so I'm not trying to make fun of like Tom Holland's height. He's like 5, but yeah, no one's gonna have a 5'7", 5'8" fucking. I mean, yeah, they could put as the biggest freaking. They could put Robert Downey Jr.'s freaking lifts in his boots. No, we're not doing that. Just because, yeah, they're hot. They're a hot commodity this year too. I mean, let's face it, 2026 is it's crazy, but it's like no. Tom Holland as Hercules? No, we're not doing that. Zendaya? No, we're not. Let's not do that. Yeah, maybe if it was like young Hercules or something like that, sure. But nope, don't see it. Don't see it. Definitely don't see it, so. And guys, we had such positivity out there when it comes to lanterns. We're seeing the positivity. The positivity is outweighing the negativity. Of course, the negativity is going strong. The negative people are going strong, guys. But we must hold the positivity like Hal Jordan was holding the explosion. Ah! That is a fucking shot right there. I'm just saying. I love this shot right here. Oh, so good. When I watched this part in the episode, I was like, oh man, I hope somebody just somebody please screenshot that crystal clear. And sure enough, and it's just hold. I mean, I love how somebody right here put like Tobey Maguire's like his. It's good stuff. I love that shot. I love that shot. So good. All right. And then, yes, guys, this just kind of came out of nowhere. But Hayden Panettiere, this one's weird, man. This one's weird. I mean, obviously everybody started posting it, but yeah, she passed away. TMZ was like one of the first to break it at 36 years old. What the hell, man? You just wouldn't expect that. Now, there's so many weird things when it comes to this because like 3 months ago, she was putting out a book. She talked about some things, some really bad things that happen in Hollywood. You can go down some rabbit holes. I've gone down some rabbit holes. I've looked at some things. I was even talking about friends about some things. Stuff like this just seems a little weird. She's had some issues when it comes to substance and stuff like that. I think that's what's in her book. She's gone down a rocky path because, hey, guess what? When you're a child actor in Hollywood, odds are you might not come out of it. You might not come out of it too well. You might fall down some really bad, It's just all a little weird, man. It's all just weird to me because 3 months ago, she was on a book tour. She was talking about it, and then of course there was things where she was trying to something with her kids too, where she wasn't be able to see her kids. There's a lot of weird things. There's other weird connections, and there's some rabbit holes I went down, and this one's weird to me. It's just out of nowhere. She seemed like she was healthy. Yeah, they're saying like cardiac arrest. They said possible overdose. There are people that are saying that it's her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was abusive. And I've gone down the rabbit holes when it comes to that. There's a lot of weird things when it comes to this death. That her brother died a few years ago too. So now both the parents, they're mourning both the kids. It's just weird. Hollywood's a weird place. The dark side of Hollywood. As much as we like to just be, we love the movies and the entertainment, there's just that dark side that we have to remember that is 100% there. So that's a weird one. And may she rest in peace, and condolences to her friends and family and everything. Gone way too soon. Way too soon. Just a weird one. Pennywise is coming back, guys. It's official. It's official. That's right. We got Welcome to Derry Season 2, Andy Muschietti. That's right. Who knows if he's going to be doing Batman Brave and the Bold, but he's definitely going to be doing Season 2. You know, I'm sure he's going to be directing some episodes, but mainly being looking over the whole thing. But yes! Go back. Even further. That's what I'm talking about. So next year, they're going to start filming that right now. Totally for it, because the first season, it was so funny because the first season had the perfect timing, because season 5 of Stranger Things was kind of like, all right, you kind of lost the feel of the rest of the series. And then in comes freaking, Welcome to Derry. Oh, we got you. We're actually, it's going to be R-rated, and we're going to see kids getting killed. That's what was funny about. I mean, you watch that first episode of season 1 of Welcome to Derry, you go, holy shit. They okay. Yeah. They were not holding back. They were not holding back. Good for them. And you know what, guys? We know certain characters from the Fox X-Men universe is coming back. But there are a couple of them that we're still kind of waiting. We're like, are they showing up? Are they? Are they not? And it would be a crime if Halle Berry's Storm didn't come back, because, I mean, she celebrated her 60th birthday. That's right, guys. Halle Berry is 60 years old. Does that look like a 60-year-old woman to you? My God. What? Holy Lord. Can I show that? Can I show that? YouTube, it's okay. There's no, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't. No, it's okay. She's covered. Jeez. Maybe that, I know. I'm probably gonna, is that gonna get me? I probably shouldn't have shown that. But hey, it's all right. And I was just like, geez. She was like, this is 60? I'm like, that's 60? My God. But speaking of the returning characters from the Fox X-Men universe, I mean, we got Nightcrawler coming back, right? We got Nightcrawler. Alan Cummings coming back. He's revitalizing that role, which he was great in. I mean, the opening scene in X2 was just, it's iconic. The White House Oval Office scene, totally iconic, totally blew us away. But yeah, guys, they're going to be releasing a figure for the new Nightcrawler, and it's the Thing of Nightmares. What the fuck? Ah! B. Arthur. Is that B. Arthur? Yes. Real Anarchy coming in with the... I knew that looked familiar. There you go. Sleep well tonight. Thinking about that face. Jeez. And that hair. What is up with the hair? My God. That hair. That hair is crazy. That hair is crazy. The GOAT himself, man. Not only is Christopher Nolan, not only is he just riding high on the fact that he made an Odyssey movie that is now well over $1 billion and is likely going to be nominated like crazy when it comes to award season. But Christopher Nolan, we have to remember that Christopher Nolan, he's not just like, he's not a snob. He's not a snob. Christopher Nolan has said that he loves the Fast and Furious movies. He has said that, and that's perfectly okay. I don't know how he feels about the post-Fast Furious 7 movies. That would be kind of an interesting conversation, but maybe he likes them all. I don't know. But Sir Christopher Nolan, if you guys know that there's actually a new roller coaster that's happening at the Universal Studios that is specifically has to do with Fast and Furious. It's called Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Guess who showed up to do a test ride? Not a test ride, but, one of the first to ride. Christopher Nolan. There's Christopher Nolan right there. That's right. He's there to ride a roller coaster. Please tell me there's footage of that. But yeah, there's Christopher Nolan. He showed up to ride the roller coaster. That's pretty freaking sweet. That roller coaster's no joke. I mean, it's like a normal roller coaster, but you're like in like your car thing is drifting. So you're going, and you're doing all kinds of crazy things. All kinds of crazy things. So good on him. Good on Christopher Nolan. I love that. Absolutely love that. So, all right. That's all the tweets. Not too much. Like I said, all the craziness that was happening. Yeah, he totally is a huge fan. So I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering, like, what's his favorite one? Has anybody asked what his favorite one is? What his favorite one is? Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Curious about what his favorite one is. All right, guys. Obviously, let's talk about some DCU news right off the bat. I mean, obviously, mainly the news is always, it's just full on lanterns right now, but we got some other things peppered in. When it comes to all this. Let's see. I did want to talk about this when it comes to, of course, the merger drama, the merger situation when it comes to Warner Brothers and Paramount and good old Davey Ellison, which, again, now the guy is trying to play some hands. He's trying to do some certain things. God knows when the merger is going to fully happen. And it could take another year. We're all just kind of anxiously waiting when it comes to all this. I don't know. It's all crazy. But the new hand he is playing when it comes to the merger is David Ellison threatens to pull Paramount out of California if AG Rob Bonta won't negotiate by October 1st. Hey, that's my birthday. Relocation to Tennessee, Texas, or Georgia. Interesting. Plan to sell Paramount or WB lots. Most studio jobs shift over 5 years. Board already signed off. Bontas calls it blackmail. He's just playing a hand right there. It's like, holy Lord. That's pretty crazy. So who knows what he's trying to do here, but that's him. He's threatening to pull out of California, which, wouldn't be surprised if he did that anyways. Wouldn't be surprised if he did that anyways, but hey. What are we doing? What's up with the... Yeah. Oh, you guys are going back and forth. I was like, what's the question marks? Anyways. And James Gunn kind of teased something that a lot of people are going, huh? What's going on? What are we doing here? I mean, this was like 6 days ago, but I'm still kind of wondering what's up with the background when it comes to this. He put day 79, which naturally is like, okay, so this is day 79 of shooting, but then there's like an amusement park. So are we going to have an amusement park sequence? Apparently, yes. Something is going to be happening at an amusement park. Interesting when it comes to Man of Tomorrow. Somebody brought up right here, Superman and Maxima fight in an amusement park. Uh-oh. Is this confirming that, yes, that Adria Arona is, in fact, playing Maxima because of that? I don't know. Pretty interesting. Very interesting, to be honest. All right, I think everything else is just going to be, I think everything else is just going to be lanterns. Everything else is just going to be lanterns now. Because we got like behind the scenes of lanterns that they've been releasing and everything. So yeah, we got like New York Times and everything. So we got this right here. So behind the scenes, we got the cameras, microphones, and of course we got Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre. That was from the New York Times. There's a good shot of Hal right there, wearing that freaking roughed up jacket. There's the ring. It's a good shot. And then Aaron Pierre right there. That's a good shot too. He's like fit right between the camera and the boom mic operator. Pretty sweet. We got some behind the scenes right here. Lanterns prop master Jeffrey Johnson called fans level of scrutiny over Hal's ring. Somebody did a 20-minute YouTube video zooming in on the ring. That's the way it is nowadays, Jeff. No matter what, somebody is going to hate your designs, and they're going to be doing 20-minute videos. They're going to be doing videos like crazy. We already know that's coming. We got 7 more weeks. So some behind the scenes when it comes to that. Guy Gardner is on the Wheaties box and the Lanter's little thing right here. So we get shots of that. Interesting. He's, of course, you know, obviously he sold himself, his soul to the devil for popularity. Pretty funny. And then, yeah, we had like a little promo shot right there, some more that, and then, of course, we had a new still, which I used for the thumbnail, which is a pretty good looking still right there. These two have great chemistry. These two have excellent chemistry when it comes to that. There's a new shot of, is it me or does the wig look better on Nathan Fillion right here? Does the wig look better than it did in Superman? I don't know. Right here, the wig actually, I mean, it still looks ridiculous, which is supposed to because it's Guy Gardner. I'm wondering if they actually decided to change the hair finally, because Guy Gardner doesn't always have the bowl cut, right? Don't they actually give him a different haircut eventually? Because it is pretty ridiculous, looking like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber with bleached hair. But I don't know why the wig actually looks a little bit better, but yeah. Curious when it comes to his scenes in Lanterns. So many questions. So many questions. And apparently, when it comes to also Nathan Fillion, did I say Nick Fillion earlier? Probably. Nathan Fillion, when it comes to his Guy Gardner, he's actually going to be a part of Mr. Miracle. Apparently, there's going to be he's going to show up in there. So it's good to be friends with James Gunn. The jokes. But yeah, apparently he's gonna be part of Mr. Miracle. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to that. And let's see what else we got. So much Lantern stuff leading into things. This shot got released as well because it was part of a little trailer. I mean, obviously, it's like, all right. I even asked people, how you feeling about young Hal Jordan? People still aren't fully happy about the costume, even though they're really trying to seems like they're really heavily going for this kind of costume right here. More of like this, if you're going to be going into space, you're going to need something a little bit hefty when it comes to that, but for the most part, they've done a really good job when it comes to de-aging Kyle Chandler. It helps that Kyle Chandler is aged pretty well. He doesn't look like he's 60 years old. So it does really help when it comes to that. Yeah, Jon Stewart's in jail for sure. Let's see what else we got. More behind the scenes. There's Aaron Pierre right there in the car. There's those two right there, cameras, looking like they're having a good time. Smiling, laughing. You always love to see that stuff. You always love to see that on a set, for sure. And, of course, they had the premiere that was happening. Aaron Pierre, you know, he had to show up in style, so he showed up in a freaking... what is that? I don't know what kind of car that is. Did they say what kind of car that is? No, I don't know what kind of car that is. It's not a Lambo, that's for damn sure. That'd be too crazy. I don't know what kind of car that is. I don't know what symbol that is. But yeah, he came into like a green gold car. Of course, the man's just showing up in style. Showing up in style. That's a McLaren? Okay, that's a McLaren. Okay. That makes sense. I was like, I knew it wasn't, I was like, I wasn't really, I haven't really seen what the McLaren logo looks like on the hood. It's pretty funny right here too. We got Kyle Chandler, I mean, Kyle Chandler's not short, but Aaron Pierre is pretty tall. So yeah, this was pretty funny right here. Come on. Oh my God. You can see why they have good chemistry when it comes to the show. Definitely, they definitely found a good team right there, a good duo. Then we got Aaron Pierre right here talking about shooting Man of Tomorrow, because we've got to remember that's what he's doing right now. I don't know how many scenes he's going to be in. I hope he's in it a good, significant. I think David Cornswet and Aaron Pierre could have a cool little, chemistry when it comes to their personalities after seeing how Aaron Pierre's Jon Stewart is, at least in the first episode. Obviously, there's going to be growth and everything, but here's Aaron Pierre talking about working on Man of Tomorrow.
Having the opportunity to be rock stars with them, it's such a joy, and it's such a privilege to be able to be in the position that we're in, and have these dreams realized. So just to have fun, be grateful, and have a blast.
Have a blast. Have a blast, why don't you? He's having a blast. And then yes, guys, the reviews came out for Lanterns, and the reviews are good. Yes, I know, like, people don't like Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, you shouldn't judge a movie or a series by the Rotten Tomato score. No, you should judge it by yourself. If you want to see it, if you think that it's going to be something for you, or maybe you don't, but hey, don't ever, if it's a Rotten Tomato or a fresh tomato, certified fresh tomato, doesn't matter, guys. Remember, it shouldn't help you judge whether you want to see something or not. Go see it whether you don't want to or not. And yes, 90% plus. I don't know where it's at right now. Maybe it's at 91. It's somewhere right there. I don't know. But the reviews are stellar and everything. And yes, naturally, of course, there are people out there who that don't like this series. There are, of course, the Snyder fans. They're diehard Green Lantern fans. I saw, a couple of times, and I even had to kind of call out one where they were basically insinuating that, maybe that the critics were paid off because Rotten Tomatoes has been under fire when it comes to inflating the scores, which if you look into that story, it wasn't Rotten Tomatoes doing that themselves, because again, Rotten Tomatoes is just a hub where all the critics submit their ratings. So the controversy that happened when it came to getting those inflated scores, where there was like a PR firm that was basically paying individual critics to put positive reviews, so then they could submit that to Rotten Tomatoes to inflate the scores. And yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, of course, had to answer to that. But yeah, I saw that too, where it's like, Jesus Christ, guys, we're really going to go to that level of all this? It's like, maybe people just like the show. Is it okay if people like the show? You don't like the show, so God forbid, the world revolves around your opinion, so they must be wrong and must be getting paid off. We're fucking ridiculous, okay? And there's the people I associated with, and I'm going, really? Thought you were smarter than this. It's just sad. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. It's like, what are we doing here? I mean, I liked it, so I must be getting paid. And that's happened. I've gotten that. They've told me that too, that I'm getting paid. It's just so funny. Anytime that I just see that, I'm just like, are you just like a narcissist? Like, because God forbid that somebody else has I don't know. It's just so fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. But yes, it's certified fresh. Deal with it. I'm sorry. But it's funny, too, because it's like, okay, so if they got paid off, what happened to the checks that went to the Supergirl reviews? Because that's a Rotten Tomato. Apparently that didn't work. The checks didn't clear for there, but, the green actually went to the Green Lantern series. Okay. Just ridiculous. Just absolutely freaking ridiculous when you see that kind of stuff. You're like, what are we doing here? Stop it. Rotten Tomatoes, shouldn't mean a goddamn thing to judge whether you want to see something or not. We've said that so many times, but no matter what, when people say that Rotten Tomatoes, fuck Rotten Tomatoes, I'm okay, then stop using it as a tool to fight against the stupid-ass, superhero wars, the discourse and everything. Stop utilizing it, whether it's good or bad, to be in favor of your opinion. Stop it. Jesus Christ. I present this ring to you, guys. We got a close-up little concept art from Ed Navidad, who has done so many DC concept art, so many pieces of DC concept art, I should say. And yes, we get a little close-up of Hal Jordan's ring, and I like it. I actually think his ring is the best one, and his ring is very important. Obviously, if you've watched the series, his ring is very important. Where is that ring, guys? So many questions. Where's that ring? Because that ring does not look like the ring that is on Guy Gardner's finger. Just saying. Just saying. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Lanterns in Times Square. Obviously, this is always like a thing that happens when it comes to any big thing. They put the billboard out there, which looks pretty freaking sweet. What else we got? Well, it's funny too because James Gunn posted like, hey, lanterns tonight. And he posted this image right here. I got a lot of people going, wait. Whoa. What's going on here? He posted this. Why does Kyle Chandler look younger? Why is he wearing a different outfit, different jacket, different shirt? But Aaron Pierre, he looks pretty much the same. And a lot of us were kind of like, what? What's going on here? Now that you've seen the episode, you go, oh, interesting. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it was just kind of funny. It was like, oh, okay. And we got a behind-the-scenes promo when it comes to Green Lanterns, just to see more of the fun that they were having behind the scenes and with Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre.
It's been one of the most beautiful working relationships that I've had the privilege of establishing.
I really appreciate Aaron very much. Probably diametrically opposed as people, the way we grew up and who we are and this, and I think that was great for the show.
We always thought of the show as the buddy cop show, and we really just tried to build it from the relationship of John and Hal.
It's only one question. Are you afraid?
John is kind of in awe of this guy. Hal Jordan is someone that Jon Stewart looks up to and also has to beat.
Would you be comfortable replacing Hal Jordan?
Are those my orders?
Yes.
Well, then it doesn't matter if I'm comfortable with it.
Hal has a lot of insecurities about can he be replaced and can he not be replaced, that mix with his arrogance, that mix with his well-earned confidence.
Yes, they're superheroes, but in real life, I know these guys. I know Hal Jordan. I know Jon Stewart. I know you're probably planning on just flying in, and I don't want to tell you how to do your job.
Well, then don't.
Woo! Love it. Love it. All right, and then of course we have all that. The opening title sequence was pretty freaking cool. That's the way that they're gonna like, okay, do a cold open, and then you see the title sequence, which pretty freaking sweet. Show the ring, and then it kind of disappears in between the N. Yeah, that was cool. But I think we're just gonna kind of talk about that, because then we'll talk about the new trailer. We'll go over the new trailer too. But my full review when it comes to Lanterns is really digging the show, really digging the chemistry, the dynamic, which I thought looked good from the get-go when it came to Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler. Naturally, there's people out there that are just like, that are doing the not my Hal Jordan, not my Jon Stewart, which, it's totally going to be fine. And, like I said, it's gotten to the point where when I see the negativity, there's more positivity, which is good. But the negativity is going to be out there naturally. And, let them cry for the next 7 weeks. That's what's going to be happening. I suggest muting or just unfollowing. That's what I'm probably going to end up doing, because I'm like, Jesus Christ. Some people out there that I'm following that are just like constantly just negative. And I'm like, Jesus, what happened? But it's all good. So like when it comes to certain things, like I said, what I talked about when it came to that image of a younger looking Hal Jordan, and it was kind of like, whoa, what is this? And I think that was kind of smart when it came to James Gunn. Came to Jimmy Gunn's like posting that, because people were going, well, wait a minute, why does Hal look different here? And it's like, oh, we got the hologram. That's right, the hologram. That's what Jon Stewart, of course, called it, because apparently when it comes to the Lanterns, I don't know if this was ever like shown in the books or anything. Not off the top of my head, but my knowledge for the Green Lantern lore is not as strong as a lot of others out there. But yeah, so Hal Jordan has his conscience, they uploaded frequently into the ring. So then it's like, okay, so then you just have kind of like a backup. And I love that Jon Stewart called it the hologram. That was pretty funny. But yeah, that's what that is. We see it for a brief moment. And yeah, Hal, this is like Hal 10 years prior. He's a little happier. He's a little bit more like, oh my God, am I dead? And he seems like more the Hal Jordan than some of these people that are complaining about the current Hal would actually like. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I was like, cool. How does that play later on? How does that play later on? That's what's going to be interesting about that. I don't know when that's going to come back. I'm hoping they don't overuse that, because they could overuse that and it could just be like a thing where it's like all of a sudden it's like every episode he's talking to a younger Hal. I hope they don't do that. I don't think they do that. From what I gathered, I hope they don't do that. But when it comes to the mystery of everything, of what's going on, the fact that it's like, okay, something significant is happening in Rushville. Obviously, when they talk about, we get that moment where Hal and John are talking, and John wants to know more details about how he got the ring. And we, of course, get Hal talking about Abensor, and, you know, it's a little bit different, slightly, not really much, but at the same time, he talks about how the Guardians and everything were just like, oh yeah, Earth is just, you know, Earth is out there. We don't have to worry about Earth. Nobody's caring about Earth. But then all of a sudden people are caring about Earth, and Rushville seems like the nucleus of something interesting going on when it comes to this mystery that is unfolding in Lanterns. And I'm like, yeah, something is significant when it comes to that, because that's where Hal got pulled out into a bubble out there, gets the ring, and, you know, all the kind of stuff like that. So really cool. And like I said, the dynamic, yes, was the first episode a little boring at times? Sure. It's slow. It's slow, but it's like the first act. Essentially the first act of this whole big story. There's gonna be more involved with it. Yes. Do I find it weird that Jon Stewart's dad just decides to shoot apples off his head like that? Absolutely. That when I saw it with the first 5 minutes when they released it, I went, Jesus, that's a bit much. But it seems like the idea of Jon Stewart becoming a Lantern was always a thing. So it's like, so his dad went to extreme levels to make sure that Jon Stewart doesn't have fear. Like, he doesn't fear much. He doesn't fear death. But still, I was like, that's intense. That's pretty extreme. I don't mind it. Did I have to see Jon Stewart have a sex scene in a truck with the wife of the one guy, Garrett? What's his name? Yeah, I didn't need to see that, but at the same time, I didn't care. And it was kind of funny how Hal reacts to it. He's like, we've been here for 24 hours and you're already fucking? Like, wow. But hey, Jon Stewart's a stud. What can I say? What, you know? And of course, the scene where the car goes off the cliff. Obviously, we saw that in the marketing and the trailers and everything. And I thought, oh, I wonder how that's going to happen. And it turns out that, yes, he grabbed the ring and he basically wrapped himself up in bubble wrap. And I love how Kyle Chandler, his reactions to a lot of things. And he was like disappointed that he constructed bubble wrap around him. He was disappointed that it was bubble wrap. It was kind of funny, and then of course we get the shot where, because he tells him about hologram, and then he talks about hail in Rushville, and it's like, and all of a sudden that just clicks in Hal, and that's where you see him fly off. And I love how he just leaves him there, and then we see John kind of just like has to do it the old-fashioned way and actually take a flight out there. But then, of course, we get that interrogation scene, too, after we get the whole bar fight thing, which I love. I love the bar scene because, like I said, we get the Abensor. We get that story that Hal talks about. And then he's like, I'm going to get into a bar fight so that I can get arrested, so then I can go to jail. And then maybe I can interrogate the fucking dude that I think is an alien that shot up the football field and whatever the hell that all happened or whatever. And that's a cool scene. I like that because you get the two dynamics of like really of John and Hal right there. And then when you get to that interrogation scene, that's where we get, of course, the that awesome shot right. I mean, it's a fun shot. It looks ridiculous, but it's so cool because obviously it's a very intense sequence where it's just a build up. Because even the Miss Kane, I think her name is, who's the sheriff or the cop right there, who doesn't believe that it is an alien, and obviously, and I love that court sequence when Hal's there and he's like, I'm a Green Lantern. What do I, because obviously it's like there's still laws that we have in America that don't actually, where superheroes don't really get involved too much with the laws. And it was just kind of a funny thing. It's like, well, I'm a Green Lantern. What do you want me to do? But obviously they have this whole thing where the Lantern jurisdiction only is with extraterrestrials. So obviously, but he thinks like, oh, this guy is. And sure enough, that's what ends up happening because he's got like a built-in device, kind of like a cyanide capsule for like soldiers to like off themselves so they don't get like, they don't get interrogated and all this kind of stuff. So obviously he's about to blow it up. And yeah, Hal just like totally just wraps a bubble around the explosion that would have probably leveled the entire town. But that's what's interesting. It's like, why is he here? Okay. And then they mentioned 14 species? 14 species, I think. Was it 14 or 17? I can't remember. It was 14 or 17. Maybe it was 17. I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat. But I was like, he mentions how many different species are on Earth that are alien species that can shapeshift. Some people are kind of going like, well, wait a minute. Obviously, how the freaking episode ends, the controversial ending. So it is 14. Obviously, the big controversial ending, which of course, the diehard Green Lantern fans are whining and having a fit about, that they've been having a fit about for the past 24 hours and will be having a fit about for the next 7 weeks. That Hal Jordan, yes, when they jump, they go from, I love the time jumps. And I love it when you have a series that jumps. It is kind of Men in Blackish. Yes, I was actually going to get to that I had a Men in Black feel when it came to this series as well. For you got to 1996 to 2016 to 2026. And of course, when you get to 2026 and you get Jon Stewart showing up with the full-on, mustache goatee, looking like a sexy motherfucker. And with his turtleneck and everything, and shows up to Sheriff Kane, and they go up to the stance of that football field in the snow. And yes, there is a dead Hal Jordan who has got a bullet to the brain. And then immediately he looks and he tries to see if the ring is on his finger. The ring, not on his finger. And then we all kind of go like, well, wait a minute. So after 10 years, 10 years later, Hal Jordan still had the ring. Jon Stewart didn't have the ring. Where the fuck did the ring go? Where did the ring go? Sorry, I don't know why that just hit my brain, but so that's a question. Where did the ring go? And then of course, obviously, people are like, okay, that's interesting. And then people are big in the question of, so you go back to the species that could shapeshift, the 14 different species, and some people might even thinking like, are they trying to pull something here where maybe that wasn't Hal Jordan? Was that not Hal Jordan? And that was one of these aliens that shapeshifted in Hal Jordan and it just got killed in the shape of Hal Jordan? They make it a point that not even like MRIs and X-rays and a lot of the technology that we have on Earth can recognize that it's an alien species. They made it a point in the first episode that it's very difficult to recognize an alien shape-shifting species. So there is that. There's that theory, which I was thinking about myself, because they really make it a point. Okay? Now, let's get to the full-on trailer for the rest of the season right here. It's about 2.5 minutes. Let's go over this right here. So they released this right after, of course, the right after you watched episode 1. Let's kind of go through it here.
Something is off here.
Something is off here.
I can feel it.
We got 4 dead aliens on a football field. Another one just blew up half the sheriff's station. We got a case to work.
Jesus Christ almighty. Unclench.
Unclench.
I get the feeling that everyone wants me gone. What are you talking about, me?
Everything feels
Kyle
like
Chandler's
it's
great.
about to explode for no good reason.
I knew there was something about this place, and my gut is never wrong.
So there's something significant about this town.
Hiding here in Rushville.
So we got this guy right here with who everybody thinks he's like that one character, a ton or something. And yeah, so I mean, obviously there's Atricitus or whatever his name. I get these names wrong so much, but you know what I'm talking about.
We don't know.
There's something interesting about this guy too. I don't know. I have a feeling that there's something going on with this guy. It's Jason Ritter. I think that's you know, yeah.
This thing want.
John Ritter's son.
These aliens are gonna waltz into town. They're gonna blow up.
4 aliens are dead, and yet you linger.
I think you're hiding something on this property you don't want me to see.
Yeah.
These weapons are too high tech to be from around here.
One of the most dangerous beings to ever exist knows it has been found. You have 48 hours to identify the manhunter. No reason for this.
Identify the manhunter, yeah.
You're only gonna get one shot at this. Do not miss.
Huh? Is that Janice Cosmetics? Anybody recognize that little Easter egg?
Do you know who I am?
Your guardian. You are the founder.
So yeah, so that's confirmed now that shot right there. That yeah, obviously we know that she's a guardian.
Most candidates ask, why me?
I know exactly why me.
Look at that.
Jordan.
I don't think about him.
Look at that. And of course, like, got the costume right there. Very interesting.
He says that you are too weak to bear the massive power of the ring.
You know,
It's a cool shot.
You broke a vow.
It's above your pay grade, Junior.
Broke a vow. I'm wondering, remember like in the interrogation when like, I mean, it's like the vow, yeah, there's vow, but like, remember in the interrogation when the alien dude, when he starts talking about like hypothetically, and then he starts talking about the oath, that really sets Hal Jordan off.
First time I met Hal Jordan.
See, and there's that. So this is modern. So this is modern day. And I think we all know it's modern day because obviously he's got the goatee. He's got the mustache goatee, and he's in jail, which is interesting. And this is where Guy Gardner shows up.
Should show the twig you put on. I'm just trying to figure out if I can trust him.
You already know the answer.
This when they go off planet, that's gonna be
Would
cool.
you be comfortable replacing Hal Jordan?
It doesn't matter if I'm comfortable with it.
Killing a lantern would trigger a large response.
Okay. Look at this. This is how ridiculous that, of course, you know, Guy Gardner is, that he actually has a lantern signal trying to be Batman. I'm sure this is where, this is probably where there's going to be mention of Batman, because apparently there's going to be mention of Batman, there's going to be mention of Superman. So that's going to be part of it.
The only way you're gonna get this ring is over my dead fucking body.
Jordan's actions have accelerated the inevitable.
See, this is young Jordan again. This has got to be the hologram. So the hologram showing up again. That's what it looks like this is. This is the hologram showing up again. And then, of course, there's Sinestro. Looking Sinestro-esque.
There's more going on here than you realize.
What the fuck? Yeah, so there's this guy right here. What's that about?
The best thing you can do for all of us is just go.
If you want this job,
I'm gonna have to move you off the game board.
You think they're gonna let you keep the ring?
then go and get it.
Yeah, I heard about this where they both beat the shit out of each other. Ooh, baby. So yes, when it came to the post podcast, there was mention, and I'll bring that up too. So everybody's kind of going like, where's the ring? And people are like, well, did the ring go to Guy Gardner? And that almost kind of makes sense, because if there can only be one lantern on Earth, and if Hal Jordan didn't have the ring after he's been offed in 2026, that means it went to Guy Gardner. That just doesn't sit right with me. And yes, there was a little mistake. Let's see, lanterns. Let me see if I could find it here. Podcast. If I could even find any of the clips, I'm probably not going to find any of the clips. You know, I was like, people were posting clips, and I can't find the clips. I should have had them ready to go. Sorry. See if I can find the clips. I'm not seeing the clips. Where are the clips? Come on, where are the clips? What are we doing? There was some clips that were floating out there. I'm trying to, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the clips. I can't, oh, there we go. So there's this right here. Okay, here's the clip right here that a lot of people were posting. So when it comes to who's got the ring, here's a clip right here. And I think Tom King might have flubbed up a little bit right here when it came to him talking about where the ring is.
There was like a hidden mystery in the middle. Like Guy Gardner was Green Lantern. Yeah. And that was a mystery.
Like, how did we get there?
Why? How did we get there? Because at the end of this episode, Hal's dead, but also you see John's hand. He's not wearing that ring. Guy has the ring. So why did Guy end up with the ring, and where do we go after this? Because this moves us forward.
He has the best haircut. I'm just saying. They made it.
Okay. What's interesting about this, and what I'm like thinking about is, like, we've seen what Guy's ring looks like. It does not look like Hal Jordan's ring. It looks like a different ring. So that's another question that we have. So if it's the same ring, why does it look different? And I think that what Tom King is actually saying right here is, like, he's not saying that it's the same ring. He's putting forth the question of, why is Guy Gardner Green Lantern in the currently? And of course, we have the missing ring of Hal Jordan, but yet Guy Gardner has a ring. What is going on there? And you better believe, okay, so this is 2026, right? This is another question. This is another thing I'm going to put out there that it's definitely not the same ring. It's the fact that it's 2026 and Guy Gardner is Green Lantern, but he's already been Green Lantern enough to have made a name for himself to the point where he is now working for Max Lord, and he is sponsored. He's done all these sponsors. You think that all happened? That all happened? So, I mean, unless like the next episodes explain that there's now a little bit of a jump in there's a little bit of a jump to around the time where it's like all of a sudden it's like Guy Gardner is the guy now. Or is it like, did he already have a ring prior? I don't know. There's just questions, and that's what I love. That's when you know you had a pretty damn good pilot episode where you start asking these questions of like that. I don't know. They're different rings. They're different rings. They're not the same rings. So we got to find out, how did Guy Gardner get a ring? We got to find out where Hal Jordan's ring is. And then, of course, yeah, like I said, we're just wondering the question of, is there a possibility that the Hal Jordan that we saw dead in 2026, and again, this is what I even said too, when people were freaking out about the rumors of Hal Jordan dying, and it was just like, okay, yeah, but it's not like he's not going to be in the remaining episodes, you dumb fucks. Obviously, there's probably going to be the current time, and then it's going to be we're still going to have Hal Jordan throughout the whole series. But at the same time, there's probably a reason why that when it comes to screeners of the series, that the people that got the majority of the screeners didn't get the last episode. So we got to remember that too. So how about we just kind of wait and see what happens? But no, it's doom and gloom. For, of course, the anti-wokester types who are already writing this series off, they're already writing it off, saying fire James Gunn, fuck James Gunn. Diehard Green Lantern fans are just whining and complaining. They're going to be whining and complaining. This is why I say that AI is going to end up, taking over, because there's just so many people that just whine and complain about not getting what they want. It's so funny too, because I was kind of thinking about today when it comes to this stuff, because obviously I love this stuff. You guys know I love this stuff. I'm pretty positive about the stuff. I'll criticize when I feel like I need to criticize. When I don't like certain things, sure. There's things I didn't fully like when it came to the first episode, but for the most part, it did what it needed to do in my eyes to hook me to where I'm very much looking forward to it. But it's just so funny when I get it that people love these characters and love the franchise and stuff like that, but it's like, you guys are grown adults, relax a little bit. If it's not for you, it's not for you. There's plenty of stuff out there. It's okay. Do you need to be pounding your keyboard like every day and then looking down on people who actually like it? And then coming up with stupid reasons why, like, oh, the show is really not that good. I'm right, you're wrong. No, nobody's right. Nobody's right. Okay, your opinion is not right. My opinion is not right. Okay, stop it. And I was kind of thinking, I was like, what have I ever felt strongly about, really disappointed about a new version, a new take on a franchise. And I thought about it and I went, oh yeah, you know what? There was one time where I felt strongly where I was like, this wasn't it. Fuck this. And that was Ghostbusters 2016. You guys know I'm a Ghostbusters fan. Love Ghostbusters. But when it came to that female version, that 2016 movie, I was like, nope. I remember walking out of that theater going, no, fuck that. That was no. But leading up to it, I was being optimistic because I'm a fan. And I was like, hey, maybe there could be something here. Maybe it could be something good. I like the actresses. Let's see what happens. And yes, the movie was a fail. But the funny part about it is a majority of people felt the same way. So that's why they didn't move forward with it. And that's why they ended up doing a proper like reboot. And yeah, so... But at the same time, I didn't even shit on the movie completely. I actually thought the first like 20, 25 minutes of that Ghostbusters movie was actually pretty decent with Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy. But I was like, yeah, once it started really getting to the Ghostbusters stuff, I went, no, that's where you're losing me. Because if this just was them doing a movie about, you know, doing paranormal things, it probably could have worked. But the fact that it was Ghostbusters fucked it all up. And some of the choices they saw, yeah. So that's when I felt strongly about, no. And then, of course, even in this podcast, they do say that, oh, yeah, Hal's dead. And, yeah, the fans are going to hate us for that, which naturally we have a bunch of people going like, yep, he's right. The fans hate you. It's like, okay, Jesus Christ. God, you know, and these are some of the people that claim to be positive, be on the positive side. Let people like the way, like what they like. Oh, they are so negative and they are so full of hate right now. It's crazy. It's amazing how when people just like take the characters and they try to put them in like, okay, so they're trying to put it into a show. So it's not going to be fully like what you remember from your comic books. They're going to try to ground it. They're going to try to make it for a broader audience. They've always said it's going to be like True Detective, Buddy Cop. And that's exactly what it is. They weren't lying when it came to that. But of course, it's not what you want. So naturally, you're just going to whine and complain about it. And that's fine because I'll just make fun of you. I'm just going to make fun of, you know, whatever. It's just, that's what's going to happen. But, you know, like I said, I'm just glad I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I'm enjoying it. I'm glad like a lot of you are enjoying it too. So. Yeah, and I love this. This was like one of my favorite lines right here.
Would you kindly state for the record which agency you represent?
I'm Green Lantern.
I didn't ask who you were. I asked which bureau you are an agent of.
I'm Green Lantern, and I'm an agent of Green Lantern.
Love that. Absolutely love that. I'm Green Lantern. I'm a Green Lantern, and I represent Green Lantern. It's like, I love that scene right there.
Would you kindly...
So friggin' good. It's so good right there. I just think Kyle Chandler, I've always liked Kyle Chandler, and I think he's nailing it when it comes to this. But yeah, so there you go, guys. A lot of questions. I can't wait to see more, and I'm loving the fact that that there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of people are going like, what the hell? What is this? What is going on with this? And it's just going to be interesting to see how this all wraps up. And yeah, maybe Hal's not dead. But of course, you know, you can't tell certain people that. But I'm like, maybe Hal's not dead, and maybe they're going to be pulling something. It's going to be really funny if there's something happens where there's a twist when it comes to the hologram, when it comes to the time jumps, when it comes to a lot of things where Hal maybe ends up not being the shapeshifters or something like that. It's going to be interesting. And then we got the Manhunters, we got the Guardians. It's all going to be very interesting. And it's like, hey, be open. Yes, we get it. You have a version of these characters that you love, but be open to other interpretations. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't look down on... The biggest thing is don't look down on people. I hate it when people look down on people for liking things. It's like, no, I'm more sophisticated. You know, they do this thing, but that's just, sadly, just people don't fucking grow up, man. Sad but true. Anyways, all right. Done with that. All right, that's all the DCU news and everything. Oh yeah, I love the Abinsur's last words. He's all, yeah. He said he either said good luck or oh fuck. I mean that was my other favorite line of the opening episode, where it's just like, yeah, I don't know if he said good luck or fuck, but that was really, really funny. Funny stuff. And not all the jokes worked. No. I'll even say that. Like, yeah, there's some things where I was like, okay, you guys are trying a little too much right here when it comes to like certain jokey stuff. But there were some things that really did work. I think most of it did work. They call you a show if you like something that they don't. Yeah, pretty much. Or I'm being paid off or whatever the fuck. It's great. Now let's move on. Let's talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean, and is it happening? Pirates of the Caribbean 6, is Johnny Depp coming back? Well, looks like that is, in fact, happening. So the first thing that we got was from Mr. Jerry Bruckheimer and Deadline on at D23. Somebody asked him on the red carpet or the blue carpet or the purple carpet, whatever you want to call it. They asked him, they're like, hey, what's going on with Pirates 6? And this is what good old Jerry Bruck had to say.
Pirates of the Caribbean 6. What's going on there? We had Johnny Depp show up as Ebenezer, make a splash at Comic-Con. People were super excited. So what can you say about Pirates of the Caribbean 6? Are you talking to Johnny about coming back as Captain Jack? What's going on?
We're talking to Johnny. We're working on a screenplay, and hopefully we can get this done.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right there. Straight to it right there. We're talking to Johnny, which means, yes, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's no way that it doesn't happen because Johnny Depp is making his big comeback, and especially if Ebenezer is a huge hit, it's definitely gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be a huge hit, but if even it's just a little bit of a hit, it'll definitely happen. And then yes, the rumors were always true that a certain other Power Star A-list actress was going to be a part of it. The next part of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie will reportedly focus on a main character played by Margot Robbie. Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow would be a side character in the film. There you go. According to Deadline. It's not some random fucking scoop or whatever the hell. This is according to Deadline. Now, yeah, I'll watch. It's Margot Robbie. Yeah, Johnny Depp. I know there's a lot of people and there's going to be a lot of division. A lot of division because I've gotten so much hate from Amber Heard fans, even though I said that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were both toxic people. Like I wasn't really taking a side, but I wasn't going to just like take, the certain side. But yeah, Amber Heard fans, they came after me pretty hard during that time when I made some comments about that. It was pretty funny. There's even like people who I associated with that blocked me. Again, it's crazy how tribal things get nowadays. And I'm sure it's going to get even worse. It's going to get bad when it comes to that. So be prepared to, if you support this movie, oh boy. And I'm sure Margot Robbie is going to get some heat as well. There's going to be a lot of interesting things in how they handle this whole thing right here. It's going to be crazy. Oh man, is it going to be crazy. But there you go. Like I said, I'll watch. I definitely will watch. Let's get over to the box office, and yeah, guys, you knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to freaking happen, but Spider-Man Brand New Day, there's just no slowing down. We are, in its third week right now, and it's pretty crazy if you look at everything. Obviously, we got Spider-Man Brand New Day, only a 51% down, 25.6 for the Odyssey, which is pretty crazy. So these two are still very much on top, even though we have all these new movies that came out. Spider-Man Brand New Day, $2 billion. What the F? Who would have thunk it? I thought it was going to make over $1 billion. I did not think it was going to make over $2 billion, and so quickly. And, obviously people are going like, is it going to make $3 billion? Is it going to be like the all-time movie? Is it going to take that? Holy Lord. Holy Lord. And what is the all-time? What is the all-time right now? It's Avatar, one of the Avatar movies, right? Let's see. What's the biggest movie of all time? Or is that Avengers Endgame, right? It's not one of the Avatars, it's Endgame, right? Is that Avatar? 2 point... What? Oh, yeah. Lifetime Haul? Yeah. So it is Avatar because they re-released. They kept doing the re-release thing. So Avatar, the first Avatar is at 2.9. Avengers Endgame is at 2.8. So I don't know if it's going to reach that. It probably beat Titanic, though. Guess we'll see. But see, yeah, then you got to wonder what Doomsday is going to do as well. And then, of course, we have The Odyssey, which is at $1.3 billion. You know, those anti-wokesters. I think that's why the anti-wokesters are going really hard. They're really going hard now at the DCU and Lanterns because they couldn't defeat The Odyssey. They couldn't defeat The Odyssey, so they just decided to drop all that. They dropped all that. They didn't even say, like, we were wrong, sorry. They didn't. Of course, they didn't do that. They didn't say, like, yeah, I was real wrong, sorry, yeah, whatever. No, they just moved on to Lanterns. They couldn't do anything with, of course, they couldn't do anything with Spider-Man. They had no fight when it came to that. Then we have the end of Oak Street, which I was hoping it was going to have a bigger opening because, you know, this is an original dinosaur type of movie. Now, if you guys saw my full review when I talked about it at the opening of the Vodka stream, you know, I did say even Scott and I had like the same reaction to it. We liked it, but we felt like it just leaned too much into the drama horror, and it just didn't have that. I think we were just expecting a little bit more of the Spielberg-esque type of fun and, you know, oh, it's going to be like kind of like this. And I even saw other people go like, oh yeah, I was with it. And then it just kind of fell flat towards the end. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I do like the twist of it all. But I think there could have been a little bit more when it came to all that too. I don't know. But yeah, 47 million when it came to the end of Oak Street. And then Paw Patrol, Dino movie. Of course, this movie already kind of had like a pre-release, so it's at 68.7. These movies tend to do fairly well. Cat's Eye, Wild Hearts, have no idea what the hell this is, but it came out. You had 6, the more musical live. So we had like all these. The Brink of War, that was a new one that came out. President Reagan races to save nuclear deal with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. So yeah, we were kind of talking about that. You know, it's got Jeff Daniels as Reagan, pretty interesting. But yeah, 2.7 million right there. So yeah, there you go. There you go. There's the box office. But $2 billion for Spider-Man. Just absolutely nuts, I tell you. Now let's talk about Zack Snyder. That's right. Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder. We know Zack Snyder, right? You know who Zack Snyder is. We all know who Zack Snyder is. And Zack Snyder has finally, well, he's been giving us some crumbs, some, you know, little crumbs when it comes to the last photograph. Obviously, joining Instagram was very smart. That, you know, he started posting behind the scenes shots, exclusive shots that Cleanos, who he always uses as photography on the set, posting those shots. And then he was like, you know, obviously being smart when it comes to marketing. I'm sure like he had some people that just said like, hey, you know, you're known as the DC guy. You know, a lot of people still want your stuff. So why not just also mix in DC stuff? And sure enough, that's why I've defended Zack. I have defended Zack on the fact that when people are get pissed off about him posting DC stuff and people are like, what the fuck? Why is he doing this? He's like, you know, he's riling up his fans. He's doing all this. And I just kind of go like, okay, yeah, understandable. And sometimes I'm even questioning like, why are you posting this right now? And I'll even like push back on him a little bit. I'm like, Zack, relax a little bit. Why are you doing this right now? Don't do that. You know, because he has posted like some Green Lantern stuff when Lanterns like posted, you know, he's posted things when certain things, and it's kind of like convenient and everything. But at the same time, I just felt like that was really good because then it's like eyes on his Instagram. So then when he posts stuff about the last photograph, people go, oh, wait, Zack Snyder has a new movie coming out. And we're still waiting to see who's going to be distributing the movie, but we have our first little tease for the last photograph. The following preview contains violence and mature themes. Viewer discretion advised. Am I gonna... that looks good. That definitely looks good. We've got to remember, too, that Hans Zimmer is fucking scoring this bitch. Do we remember that, too? Right? Or is it Junkie? It's Hans Zimmer, right? Hans Zimmer's doing that. Sorry, I was like trying to remember. Was it composer? Yeah, Hans Zimmer. Yeah, just double checking. I was like, wait, was it Hans Zimmer or was it Junkie? No, that's Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is the one that's going to be scoring that, which is great. And I'm like, fan-freaking-tastic. So that's all great. But hey, guys, that's not what certain people are paying attention to. No. I mean, it's awesome that finally happened, but it's just sad when I don't see a lot of, the noise when it comes to Zack Snyder. And anytime like there's like a Zack Snyder trend, no. The thing that I see the most is still stupid bullshit from good old comic book news. That's right, guys. Still seeing that. Yeah, that's right. Still seeing stupid stuff. I talked about this a little bit, on the Vox stream. Talked about this last week. When the whole thing now, which doesn't even make sense, and I'm just kind of going like, open your eyes, especially the diehard Snyder fans that keep on pushing this shit and following this shit. I'm like, open your eyes, guys. You guys realize when it comes to like, now we're getting this whole thing, this bullshit, we're pivoting. Cosmic Book literally said that the Snyderverse is looking to be restored, that Christopher Nolan was going to help Zack restore the Snyderverse with Paramount, with the Saudis. Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and the Saudis. The Saudis, is going to be all that. It was all about restoring the Snyderverse. And then all of a sudden, oh, wait. Maybe Mr. Matt McGroin is realizing, oh, that's probably not going to happen. The bullshit I'm putting out there is probably going to get me in trouble. But wait a minute, Zack has been heavily talking about the Dark Knight Returns live action movie lately. He was on stage with Frank Miller, and they talked about it a little bit. He's been said it before, and all this. Okay, so I'm going to pivot towards that. And then, of course, I'm seeing like Snyder fans and everything, everybody going like, oh, yeah, it's happening. It's a different thing. An absolute whole different thing. It's not the same thing. What are we doing here, folks? But now, you know what the next bullshit fucking thing is? And it is absolutely bullshit because Zack, in interviews, I don't know if he said it on my stream, but I know he said it before. It's about the casting. Who would be in The Dark Knight Returns? Who would be Batman and who would be Superman, okay? Now, first off, is it going to happen? And of course, I love it when they're saying like, oh yeah, the movie's already storyboarded. No shit, it's in a fucking graphic novel. Good one. Good one there, Mr. Matt McGroin. It's already been storyboarded? Yes, of course it has. It's been storyboarded for decades. That's what Zack joked about when he was on stage. It's like, well, the hard part is actually done because it's actually storyboarded. It's like, shut the fuck up. But of course, he was trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, it's ready to go and everything. So here we go right here, guys. Zack Snyder wants Henry Cavill back as Superman for The Dark Knight Returns. After our report that Snyder wants Ben Affleck as Batman, we asked our insiders the obvious question about Cavill. The answer? Oh, yes, absolutely. Zack loves the guy and is very loyal to his people. So now both sides of the Batman vs. Superman rematch are on the board. Affleck as Miller's older Batman. Cavill as the Superman who never stopped wearing the cape. And Snyder has already said The Dark Knight Returns happens when they let us. No offers can go out while Warner Brothers remains frozen by Paramount deal, but the us is getting a lot more specific. Bullshit. Zack has literally said that he would not use Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill if he did his Dark Knight Returns movie. Oh, he changed his mind, Dave. He changed his mind. Okay, but then this won't be Snyderverse. This won't be Snyderverse. If he's going to do a direct adaptation of this book, it is not Snyderverse. There is nothing prior that happens. BVS didn't happen. Man of Steel didn't happen. Okay, and then Zack Snyder Justice League didn't happen. Make it make sense. What are we doing here, folks? What the F are we doing here? It's just, again, this is just a publication that has taken advantage of certain fans because they get a lot of traffic, apparently, when it comes to all that. It's crazy. That's not happening. But it's so funny because I've seen actually some Snyder fans that go like, that, why would we want that? We already had something that was like that in BVS. I'm like, yeah, thank you. You're thinking logically. I mean, if they were to allow Zack to do that, fine. I'd 100% watch it. It would do gangbusters probably at the box office, and I'd be all for it. But at the same time, it's not Snyderverse. And that's why when I saw some of the big Snyder fans out there go like, I don't really want it. And I'm like, yeah, because you want the Snyderverse. This is not Snyderverse. Crazy, right? So how about we stop listening to these assholes, huh? Or this asshole, I should say. It's just one guy. Matt McGroin. It would make billions at the box office, breaking every box office record. I don't think it's going to beat Spider-Man, but... All right. So there you go. That's it. Oh, by the way, I don't think did I mention that Ghost Rider is coming out on July 28th, 2028? That was put out there too. I think I forgot to mention that. I would say that possibly, no, I would think that, I would hope that any new iteration of a Batman and Superman movie would make $1 billion. I've always said that BVS should have made $1 billion, but sadly it did get bad word of mouth. That's why it didn't. If it got good word of mouth, it would have made $1 billion. In today's dollars, it's $1 billion. Sure. If you do the inflation over 10 years, it's $1 billion. But it did get bad word of mouth. It's just the way it is. And some fans just can't accept that. The same fans that can't accept that fucking Lanterns is like, people are liking Lanterns and people like Superman. It's crazy. All right, time for some Twitter questions. Eric, hey Dave, regarding potential controversy regarding Margot Robbie in the next Pirates with Johnny Depp, it wouldn't be Margot's first rodeo. Remember when certain people complained that about Margot in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? As Tarantino said, I reject your premise. Yeah, but this is not the same kind of controversy. This is like, because Brad Pitt or Leo or Tarantino weren't. No, they weren't like, it wasn't like that. I mean, people are just, there's going to be people that I've literally lost the people who I associated with online because I pushed back on Amber Heard. It's a kind of a different kind of controversy, But I get what you're saying. Darren, Mr. Laugh Now, Cry Later. I've seen people online say they're not giving Gunn any credit for Lanterns, but if you listen to the podcast, they say he's one of the main ones that put it together. Oh yeah, obviously they blamed everybody. These guys blamed Gunn for everything Supergirl failing. But now that Lanterns could possibly be a hit, it's already a critical hit. Now we'll see if it's going to be an actual hit when it comes to views. They will not give any credit to Gunn. They will I've actually seen them say like, oh, he's trying to take credit. It's these guys, I mean, they have such James Gunn derangement syndrome. I'm like, you guys are grown fucking adults. It's crazy. Like, Jesus Christ, you don't have to like the guy. But yeah, he's still a part of this. He's still the head of DC Studios. Devin Woocher, Dave, it's very sad that so many celebrities we know have passed away this year. It's sad and crazy. Rest in peace to all of them. You think we're going to get a big cameo in the season finale Lanterns with Superman? Yeah, some people are wondering if Superman does end up showing up in that final episode. You never know. If some big threat is happening, Superman in 2026, if something happens in 2026 that is a big threat, you never know. Superman could show up. Hey, they could even tease a little bit of Brainiac for all we know. Cooper Knox, I've noticed a lot of predominant Zack Snyder haters have been using his DC movies to take pot shots at James Gunn's DC movies, despite them wanting Zack's head on a silver platter back 10 years ago. Oh yeah, it's again, there's so much hypocrisy. Yeah, there are people that did not like Zack Snyder stuff who are now praising Zack Snyder and using that to, you know, take shots at James Gunn. I mean, there's like the whole Geeks and Gamers guys, they're totally going, oh yeah, we need Zack back. I'm like, you guys shat after I was there when we had the premiere night of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he showed up and he had to say something because of certain things, and because Geeks and Gamers had like a certain kind of, they had a certain, you know, stigma or whatever, I don't know how to call them, they had a reputation, I should say, of certain things. So he had to say something, and then they did a whole stream afterwards, and they were completely shitting on Zack after that charity stream because they got pissed off of what he had to say. But now, yeah, now all of a sudden they're using him to be like, oh yeah, you bring him back because James Gunn sucks. Darkness Media. Dave, question 1. After how the first episode of Lanterns ended, do you think that body was an alien or in disguise? Maybe. Could be. Question 2. Was some of the cast revealed for the first X-Men or MCU X-Men movie? Do you think we'll get the rest shown at NYCC? Nah, I don't think so. I don't know if we'll get that. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I don't know. I think there was just Comic-Con and D23, but you never know. Yeah, there is still New York Comic-Con. That's what, in October? So maybe. Question 3, since Mr. Sinister is obviously going to be the villain of the first X-Men movie, do you think Magneto will only cameo as a silhouette, be saved entirely for the sequel as the villain, or actually be the villain for, of the first movie with Mr. Sinister as a side villain? No, I think they're going to save Magneto, but yeah, they might tease him. I think they might tease Mr. Sinister or Magneto. I think there'll be a tease, honestly. So, yeah. Yeah, this one I hate everything. I know, DC just gets hate after hate after hate after hate. And yeah, like I said, well, and then the polls, I was like talking about the polls that I ran recently. So I wanted to bring those up. So I ran some polls. on YouTube. Almost got 10,000 people chiming in on the new Avengers trailer. 74% epic. 19% said it's fine. First trailer is better, 2%. No interest for 5%. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. And then I ran this one here. What did you think of the first episode of Lanterns? 53% said fantastic. 26% said good. 12% said okay. 9% said terrible. And then I asked, what was your favorite casting of X-Men at D23? Surprisingly, Indy Navarrete was not number 1. People are excited for Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. So, at least according to my poll, 49%. 39% for Indy. Nobody gives a shit about Christopher Abbott as Xavier. And then Maya Boyd, who is like which nobody knows who she is, or 10% are for that. So, yeah, there you go. There we go. All right, guys, that's pretty much it right there. I knew it was going to be a long one. Hey, Dave, I think I know who did it. The Iceman cometh. I see your message there, Versus Seed. Yeah, I saw your message on Twitter. The Iceman cometh. Oh, good times. Oh, let's see. Nobody. Nobody. Nothing else came about, right? Didn't miss anything. I gotta watch that. There's people have been talking about that Widow's Bay series on Apple. A friend of mine even hit me up this weekend. She's like, "Have you seen this?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "It's really good." All right. Ooh, more stuff when it comes to the Hayden thing. But yeah, it doesn't look like anything really. Nothing new came about when it comes to anything movie or pop culture wise. So cool. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it for today's show. I appreciate you guys spending some time with me, of course. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up if you have not yet. And I'll see you members on Wednesdays, members only Film Junkie Live. Hit that like, thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to. It helps out the algorithm. Hit that notification bell. Have a good rest of your Monday over on Patreon. And if you want to subscribe and support the Patreon, I will be doing a post show. I posted my Sunday evening hangover pod that I recorded last night, just like a half-hour one that I posted, so check that one out too. Me talking about some crazy dreams that I've had recently. I talk about weird shit over there. I definitely talk about weird shit over there, so all good though. But yeah, I'll see you members on Wednesday. We also got DC Fanimated. Check out the DC Fanimated. It's me and Scott talking about the Return of the Joker. Great movie, great Batman animated movie. You should check that out as well. So, love you guys. Be positive. It's okay to be positive. All right, guys. Love you. Talk to you later.